country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are.
Right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion?
Yo, Megyn Kelly's reaction to Sunny Hostin's stupidity in this video is everything. Check it out.
If America is not the #1 global power, it's not going to be Denmark. It's going to be communist China, a country that right now the government is imprisoning Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps. It is a deeply racist government. It's a human rights violating government. It is a government that if they are the leader of the free world, we are not a free world the way that we are right now.
Yes, maybe they're putting Muslims in jail in Afghanistan, I think you mentioned, and China. They're putting a lot of more black people in jail here.
Sunny Hostin.
He's dumb.
This false smear.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady.
Shout out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say.
As you may heard, I filed a few lawsuits and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life. And they wrote lies. And I will not allow that. I will fight till the end because I don't want that they damage my reputation and my name.
Oh, buckle up because this one is straight up chaotic. Country queen Carrie Underwood just shook the entertainment world in a way no one saw coming. We're talking major drama, an $800 million defamation lawsuit, a media frenzy, and a backlash so intense it's practically off the charts. And get this, the hosts of The View? Rumor has it, they're begging Carrie to back down. Yeah, that's how messy things have gotten. So how did we even get here? Well, let's rewind. But before we do so, make sure first to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more videos.
Of course, she has the right to do it. What an inane point to bring them all together. Like what? She's saying absolutely nothing.
In jail in Afghanistan, I think you mentioned, and China. They're putting a lot of more black people in jail here.
Oh my God. I mean, wrong on so. First of all, those Muslims being put in jail in Afghanistan. No, you dumbass. No, it's a genocide happening right now in China with the Uyghur Muslims. It's been very well covered by your own network, madam. If you would just pay attention to the news that doesn't feature your face.
I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not.
The whole thing kicked off when Carrie made a bold move. She performed at Donald Trump's inauguration. Some fans saw it as a way to bring people together during a divided time. But others, oh, they were livid, calling her out for supposedly turning her back on her values and siding with Trump's politics. And from there, the controversy just kept snowballing. Social media? Yeah, it went off. Hashtags took over, fans were split, some stood by Carrie, while others were ready to cancel her. And the drama? Oh, it was just getting started. Then The View jumped in, and that's when things really got messy. Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin didn't just share their opinions, they went in. Joy straight up questioned Carrie's patriotism, suggesting that her performance wasn't about unity at all, but was actually giving Trump's agenda a stamp of approval. And let's talk about Carrie's response. She told The Post she felt honored to perform at the inauguration, saying she loved her country and wanted to be a part of a historic event. She also talked about bringing people together and looking toward the future.
Politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it, so I get why she did it.
I say.
But for some, that just wasn't enough. The so-called tolerant left wasn't having it, accusing her of being a full-blown MAGA supporter. Over on X, formerly Twitter, the jokes rolled in. Some even said, shouldn't she have performed before he cheats instead? And of course, cancel culture came knocking with people calling for boycotts.
Yo, Megyn Kelly's reaction to Sunny Hostin's stupidity in this video is everything. Check it out.
If America is not the #1 global power, it's not going to be Denmark. It's going to be communist China, a country that right now the government is imprisoning Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps. It is a deeply racist government. It's a human rights violating government. It is a government that if they are the leader of the free world, we are not a free world the way that we are right now.
Yes, maybe they're putting Muslims in jail in Afghanistan, I think you mentioned, and China. They're putting a lot of more black people in jail here.
Even country star John Rich had something to say. He pointed out that plenty of big-name country artists support Trump, but are too afraid to admit it. In his words, Carrie was making them look weak by actually standing up for what she believed in. Carrie, as always, kept it classy. She's talented, graceful, and never one to get messy. But that didn't stop Sunny Hostin from doubling down. Sunny made it very clear there was no way she would ever perform at an event like that, no matter the circumstances. And just like that, the internet erupted. Fans were outraged, critics were stunned, and Carrie? She didn't say a word, at least not right away.
People like Reba McEntire come on and say that, you know, she doesn't want to talk about politics. She just wants to sing, she wants to perform, she wants to make people feel good. And I respect that. And then we've had people like Dolly Parton, and I think you asked her, or
are you a feminist?
Are you a feminist? And she said,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But then you pushed her, and she said, yeah, I guess I am.
Well, I said to her, do you believe that women should make the same amount of money as men? Well, I guess I am a feminist.
Yeah, and she said, I guess I am a feminist. So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you know, you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
But here's where things take a wild turn. While Joy and Sunny were busy throwing jabs on TV, Carrie was working behind the scenes. And when she did clap back, oh, she clapped back hard. Boom, an $800 million defamation lawsuit against The View and its hosts. Carrie's lawsuit lays it all out. She's accusing them of spreading lies that seriously damaged her reputation. According to her, this wasn't just criticism, it was straight-up defamation.
Even though I
You
can't
would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say.
And now, the entire situation has flipped. Suddenly, it's The View in panic mode. Reports say the hosts are begging Carrie to settle this quietly, but she's not budging. She's made it crystal clear this is bigger than her. It's about holding powerful media voices accountable, and she's not afraid to fight. Of course, social media is losing it. Fans are backing Carrie hard, calling her a hero for standing up to Joy and Sunny. One viral tweet sums it up perfectly. Carrie Underwood isn't just defending herself, she's tearing down toxic media culture. The backlash against The View? Oh, it's real. Memes are everywhere. One shows Carrie looking all calm and unbothered with the caption, "Grace under fire," while Joy's heated rant is slapped with, "When you realize you messed with the wrong one." And now, people are calling for The View to be finally held accountable. Critics argue that the show has crossed the line way too many times, stirring up drama instead of having real, balanced discussions. Even longtime viewers are starting to wonder, have the hosts taken things too far this time? Meanwhile, over at ABC, let's just say it's not looking good. Insiders claim ABC executives are in full-on panic mode. The latest rumor? The network is pressuring Joy and Sunny to publicly apologize to Carrie to try and calm the storm.
Ask me, so I have no.
Right. Yeah. They're not asking any of us.
No. You know, you do what you do. Listen, it's like, you know, people do what they do for whatever.
So could this be the beginning of the end for the most controversial voices on The View? Let's talk about Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin for a second. Fans aren't just upset, they're calling for them to be removed from the show altogether. And their reasoning? This wasn't constructive criticism. This felt personal. Even Whoopi Goldberg, usually the show's biggest defender, is reportedly staying out of it. Insiders say she's been trying to play peacemaker behind the scenes, but at this point, the backlash is just too big to ignore. And as for Carrie, she's not just protecting her reputation, she's making a statement to the entire media industry. You can't just say whatever you want about someone and expect to get away with it. It's a power move, and fans are loving it. This lawsuit isn't just about Carrie. It sparked a huge conversation about media responsibility. Should talk shows like The View be held accountable for their words? Where's the line between fair criticism and outright defamation? If Carrie's lawsuit moves forward, it could change everything about how media outlets handle public figures. And as for Joy and Sunny, let's just say their future on The View is looking real shaky right now. One thing is clear, this is so much bigger than just Carrie Underwood. This is about media ethics, accountability, and what happens when public figures decide to fight back. But let's be real, The View and controversy go way back. And now, Sunny Hostin, one of the show's most outspoken co-hosts, is right in the middle of the storm. People are already asking, could this lawsuit put her on thin ice? And more importantly, could it make the talk shows everywhere rethink how they handle hot topics?
Here is The View link weighing in. I know you were waiting to hear what Whoopi Goldberg had to say, and I have it for you.
Do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika. They did what they did. They felt that's what they needed to do, and I got to stand behind them. If I believe I have the right to make up my mind to go perform someplace, I believe they have the same right.
Of course.
And so I have to, I have to support.
Of course, she has the right to do it. What an inane point to bring them all together. Like, what? She's saying absolutely nothing.
And speaking of controversy, you've probably heard the jokes, like Melania Trump supposedly hating Christmas decorations, or even the entire holiday season. Sounds crazy, right? The View's fans might laugh it off, but Melania's supporters, oh, they're not amused. Let's be honest though, Melania's marriage to Donald Trump has always been a topic of speculation. Is she actually happy by his side? Does she really support him through every scandal and headline? These questions never seem to go away. And the ladies on The View? Yeah, they've never held back. Over the years, they've thrown out theories about everything, whether she secretly dreams of a life away from Trump or how she really feels about her First Lady duties. Some people see it as lighthearted gossip, but others think it's straight up mean and way too personal. But now, that long-running chatter has turned into full-on legal drama. Melania, who has stayed pretty quiet while her husband was in office, is not letting this one go. And if you've ever wondered just how far a public figure might go to defend their image, well, get ready, because we're about to find out. So what exactly did The View say this time to trigger such a massive and insanely expensive reaction? Well, according to insiders, this wasn't just their usual jokes about Christmas decorations or the Rose Garden. Nope, this time they took it way further. The co-hosts reportedly made some very personal claims, hinting that Melania doesn't just dislike her public role, she actually resents her husband. And the wildest claim of all? That Melania can't stand Donald Trump and goes out of her way to avoid him, even when they're in the same house. Oh, but they didn't stop there. They took it up a notch with jokes about how she refuses to sleep in the same room as him. Some of them even threw out the idea that she might be secretly plotting her escape if Trump lands a second term. Now, that's next-level gossip. It might sound like the kind of thing you'd read in a tabloid, but when a huge show like The View throws these ideas into the mix, it can seriously influence public perception. And that is exactly why Melania Trump is fighting back. To her, these aren't just some offhand jokes or spicy talk show banter. She sees them as straight up false and damaging enough to actually hurt her reputation. Sure, The View has built its brand on heated debates, but now the real question is, did they finally cross the line from opinion to actual defamation? What really shocked everyone wasn't just the lawsuit itself, it was how fast Melania moved. No public statements, no waiting for the drama to fade. She went straight for the legal route, slapping The View with a lawsuit worth a staggering $100 million. That price tag? Yeah, it's not just about damages. It's a loud message to anyone else thinking about taking shots at her. Now, The View has always been known for stirring the pot, but at what point does it go from sparking conversation to just fueling unnecessary drama? One person even compared Whoopi Goldberg's behavior to a teacher they once had in 5th grade. Someone who later ended up in jail for inappropriate conduct. Yikes. And others, they're completely over Hollywood in general. One fan even wrote about how disappointing it is to see their favorite stars constantly caught up in scandals, asking, when will this stop? With every new controversy surrounding The View, the debate over accountability in entertainment just keeps getting hotter. Hollywood's long-kept secrets? Yeah, they're not staying buried anymore. That polished, glamorous image, it's falling apart, and people are finally getting a look at what's really been going on behind the scenes. The pressure is on, and the industry is being forced to clean up its act, whether it likes it or not. And one person who's not staying quiet, Monique. She's been calling out some of Hollywood's biggest names, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels, accusing them of trying to wreck her career just because she stood her ground. She's been open about the struggle, saying her family and career suffered for 8 years because she refused to let powerful figures in the industry bully her. Looks like Hollywood's reckoning isn't slowing down anytime soon. And Monique? Oh, she didn't hold back. She took direct shots at Whoopi Goldberg, making it very clear she has some serious frustrations to air. When she appeared on The View to talk about her issues with Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Netflix, the tension was palpable. This wasn't just some Hollywood drama. It felt like she was pulling back the curtain on the real power struggles in the industry. She didn't sugarcoat anything. Monique opened up about what it's like being a big black woman in Hollywood, explaining how she was expected to just be grateful for whatever opportunities she got. She recalled how the unspoken rule was to stay quiet and take what you're given, saying she was basically told she should feel lucky to just be invited to the party. But things really escalated when she brought up Precious. She revealed that she had refused to do international press for the film, despite being backed by Lee Daniels, Oprah, and Perry. And apparently, that decision did not sit well with Hollywood's power players. The fallout was harsh. Suddenly, the job offers stopped coming, and the industry seemed to completely turn its back on her. When she sat down on The View, she wasn't just sharing her experience, she was calling out the entire system. She exposed how Netflix offered her way less for a comedy special than her peers, and made it clear this wasn't just about the paycheck, it was about respect, about equality. She put it bluntly, saying she believed the low offer was because she's a black woman. And then she took it one step further. Monique sued Netflix, accusing them of gender and race discrimination. She wasn't just speaking out, she was fighting back. For Monique, this wasn't just about her own career. It was about calling out the entire industry for the way it treats people who refuse to stay silent. Her lawsuit against Netflix didn't just turn heads, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood, taking on one of the biggest players in the game. That was a bold move, and the media ate it up. Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg had her own take on the situation during an episode of The View. She didn't completely dismiss Monique's concerns, but she also didn't fully support how she went about it. Whoopi made it clear she had some thoughts on the matter, saying, Whoopi's take on the situation was a lot more practical, emphasizing the tough reality of Hollywood's cutthroat business. But not everyone was on board with her stance. Critics were quick to bring up her own history of controversial opinions, pointing out that she's faced plenty of backlash herself over the years. With nearly 4 decades in the industry, Whoopi has often been at the center of conversations about power, privilege, and accountability. The back and forth between Monique and Whoopi has only added fuel to a much bigger conversation, one about Hollywood's deep-rooted inequalities. Their tense exchanges have put a spotlight on what it really means to push back against the system, and whether fairness and privilege play a role in who gets to speak out without consequences. Now let's talk about Whoopi for a second. She's been a force in the entertainment world for years, from making us laugh in Sister Act to delivering unforgettable performances in The Color Purple and Ghost, which won her an Academy Award, by the way. She's proved her talent time and time again. Off-screen, she's also been a strong activist and outspoken supporter of the LGBTQ+ community. But here's the thing. Despite all her success and worldwide recognition, Whoopi isn't exactly immune to controversy. And when it comes to her interactions with Monique, let's just say there's been plenty of tension. The tension between Whoopi and Monique kicked off when Whoopi made a bold statement saying she should have schooled Monique on how Hollywood works. Monique didn't let that slide. In an interview, she clapped back, saying that what Whoopi was really telling her was that she should work for free. Monique made it clear she wasn't about to accept that kind of mindset. But things got even more personal when Monique shared details about a backstage conversation with Whoopi. She recalled telling Whoopi that she was thinking about the next generation, the young women coming up in the industry who didn't have a voice yet. But according to Monique, Whoopi shut that down fast, telling her to stop worrying about others and focus on herself instead. That moment left Monique disappointed. She hoped Whoopi would understand her desire to create real change, not just look out for herself. And it didn't end there. Monique later revealed that her private conversation continued in Whoopi's dressing room, where things got way more personal. During an interview on Fox Souls Out Loud with Claudia Jordan, Monique revisited that intense exchange and shared something even more personal. According to her, Whoopi didn't just criticize her choices, she straight up blamed her husband, Sidney Hicks, for her career struggles. Monique recalled Whoopi telling her that if she wanted to get ahead, she needed to get rid of her husband. But for Monique, this wasn't just about Hollywood politics. This was about standing her ground and refusing to compromise her values, even when one of the most respected names in the industry was telling her otherwise. She made it clear that Whoopi's advice left her disheartened. especially the idea that she should stop trying to help others. That conversation was a defining moment, showing just how differently the two women saw things. Meanwhile, The View is dealing with its own drama. Controversies keep piling up, and the latest? A host reportedly admitted to voting for Donald Trump, something that completely shocked viewers of a show that's known for being super left-leaning. And now people are asking the big question: how does The View handle one of its own breaking away from its usual political stance? All right, now it's your turn. Is Carrie right to fight back? Or should she just settle and move on? And what about The View? Is this the reality check they desperately need? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.